Can you believe it is June already? It's summertime, and that means it's time to get all of our beach reads, the pool reads ready. Local authors Liz Fenton Lisa Steinke are here with your June book club picks.
Hello.
I still have your book.
Okay.
I carry it around everywhere.
I actually have her next book we'll be talking about later,
okay.
so that's
I might
how
just
far
add
off.
that. Let's go through.
Okay.
Bring us
That's a year.
I know, it's been a while.
Wow. Okay.
What can we read?
So our first book is Girls and Their Horses, and this is actually by a local author, and it's set in San Diego, Rancho Santa Fe specifically. It is about a woman named Heather who, her and her family moved from a small town in Texas to Rancho Santa Fe, and they are new money. They got all kinds of money, it's new, and she's got something to prove. So they get to Rancho Santa Fe, and she signs up at the most exclusive barn with this, very, this amazing trainer, and she wants to set up a life for her girls with competitive show jumping that she always wishes she had. So she gets very ensconced in barn life, and there's lots of mean girl stuff, but there's also something sinister possibly going on at the barn. So this book is like a delicious romp. It's got a lot of like fun catty stuff, but also it has thriller aspects too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's interesting. What are your emojis to describe the book?
So the first one is a horse.
Yes,
obviously. And I will say this: even if you have never owned, had a horse or know anything, the author does an amazing job of kind of sharing that life with you in a really interesting way. The second one, this too represents the relationship between Heather and her daughters. Kind of a lot of things she's doing is for the love of her daughters, even though it doesn't always seem that way. And then it's money bags, because there is a lot of money and a lot of stuff going on with money in this book.
Okay, Girl and Their Horses. What do we have next?
We have Mame by Jessica George, which is probably the second, maybe the best book I've read this year. It is so good and charming. It's about a woman named Maddie. She's 25 years old. It's a coming of age story about a lot of firsts. Her first real job in the workforce, her first time having a boyfriend, her first time moving out of the house, which is really difficult for her because her father has Parkinson's. And there's a little bit of truth to this story because in real life, her own father passed away of that. And so the way this book was born, I was actually listening to a podcast with her about this. The way the book was born was she kept a journal, and those journal entries about her own father became the voice in this book. And so then there's a lot of humor too. It's not a sad story. There's a lot of humor, and it's very voicey, just the way she kind of talks to the reader, and I think you'll really love it.
What are the emojis you used to describe the book?
I used a suitcase because moving out, sort of starting anew, broken heart because of her father and different things she goes through. And then the heart sign with your own hands, because it's about loving yourself.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I thought so.
New emojis.
Okay. Finally.
So this book is Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan, who also wrote Nora Goes Off Script, which you have over there, which was one of our favorite books of last year. And Annabelle does not disappoint with this book. So this book is about a woman named Sam. It's about Sam and Wyatt. Sam is living the life. Like, she's got a doctor fiance, she's got a great career in Manhattan, and her fiance go home to their parents' summer house in Long Island to look at wedding venues. The only problem is this guy Wyatt is also back home, and he is like a guy in her teens. When they were both there every summer, she had a fling with her, she had a thing with him, he broke her heart. So the book kind of goes back and forth between the summers that Sam and Wyatt spent together and the current time period. And one thing I love about Annabelle, she just writes love in this really magical way that is, as writers, we'll tell you, it's very hard to do. And it makes all of her books so light and charming. So I highly recommend it.
You just made this difficult. Okay, what are the emojis, and then I gotta pick which one?
So the first is a sun to represent the summer, and then I have a new emoji. It is a clock to represent that, like, Sam and Wyatt's timing is kind of always off throughout the book. And then the third is really, this is a book about love. And I love it.
I don't know. Can I pick two? Who made the rules? Can I make
You
the rules?
make the rules, girl. This is your show.
That one.
Okay.
That
All
one.
right.
There you
What
go.
is it? Mame?
Mame. Yes.
And same time next summer.
Yes.
Not that I don't like horses, but let me just get through one book at a time.
We know
Ladies,
you
thank
like
for
your
reading
love.
it. I know. If you want to, by the way, get all the titles of these books and find out where you can read them yourself, foxeyesandiego.com. Click the scene on top. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Maybe I just start reading it now.